On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages, whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately.
Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Sachin Jhangiani. With more than 2 decades of finance experience on Wall Street at institutions such as Credit Suisse and Bank of America, Sachin Jhangiani co-founded Elevate.Money, a private real estate investment trust. With investment buy-in as low as $100, the platform is working to become the Blackstone for the next generation of investors. As Chief Marketing Officer, he is focused on removing barriers so real estate investing is more accessible and educating on why investing in stable sectors such as real estate is the long game. Well, good afternoon, Sash. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. This is exciting. Again, another great guest, another great day, and we're going to have an amazing podcast and get this out to our global audience. I appreciate it. So, Sash, we're going to just jump right into the questions here. You have quite the career in fintech, starting as a senior executive on Wall Street and now the co-founder and CMO at Elevate.Money. Could you share what led you to co-found Elevate.Money and how this business inspires you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question, Brian. And, I had as you mentioned, a long career on Wall Street and learned a lot, met, a ton of great people, saw the world, a lot of incredible opportunities. But over the course of time, started to feel stagnant. When you work for a big bank or a big corporation, for the company to work, everyone's got to kind of play their part so the machine can run. And I kind of felt a little dormant in terms of the creativity and, excitement about growing. And so I left my career after about 15 years, left New York, moved to Arizona, kind of recalibrated my life and started to fall in love with digital marketing and, seeing this next generation doing everything from, Uber, getting their cars, getting their groceries, shopping, banking, all of these things, and really got involved in this kind of new gig economy. And with that, I dove into marketing and I had a couple of companies and I had an e-commerce marketing agency. And through that, I got connected by a gentleman whose name is Harold Hofer, who's my co-founder at Elevate.Money. And Harold is actually one of the first real estate crowdfunding pioneers. He started a company back in 2012 when nobody really trusted the internet to invest their money in. Really, what was successful, sold the company, but he realized that while they started a little early, they were also missing the next generation. All of this stuff that's been created online for banking is still targeting, an older audience, a more affluent audience. But through crowdfunding, the next generation is interested in investing, trading. I mean, we see it right with the Reddit stuff and all the crypto stuff at a much younger age and at much lower dollar amounts than generations before them. The missing component is real estate. There wasn't really a true platform that spoke directly to this audience. And the opportunity to build out with Harold when he invited me to be co-founder and CMO of this company was just too exciting to pass up. And the reason it kind of means a lot to me is because on Wall Street, I saw, how the two sides sort of lived. I didn't have much when I started up. I kind of made my own life, immigrant parents, took out loans, struggled, worked full-time job while I went to college and built my own life. And then when I got kind of to the street and started seeing people who had success, I realized the opportunities were not the same for everyone. Well, what crowdfunding does, what Elevate.Money does, is it kind of levels the playing field. We believe that everybody should have access to the same tools, and no matter what level they're starting at. Now, what they do with those tools is up to them, and we can educate them and guide them and show them the value. But it shouldn't be that only if you're a millionaire or an accredited investor, you have access to, high quality real estate that pays good dividends and, has helped them grow wealth through generations while everyone else gets left out. And that's the premise of Elevate.Money and why, it's exciting for me to be a co-founder and be part of this business.
That's awesome. Love the story and the fact that you a lot of people, they've lived on both sides, right? Or at least was able to taste one side or the other, and they can relate to either that consumer base, customer, clients, and that truly makes a big difference. So I appreciate you to share on that story. And Sach, you're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies within your tech stack. Why is that a natural match for real estate investing?
Yeah, today it is more than ever. Real estate investing, as I kind of mentioned, historically has been used for high net worth individuals, millionaire credit investors, institutions, to build wealth consistently over time. It's not like trading a stock or buying a crypto and you're hoping it goes up, 3 to 5 times in the next 5 hours, but it can also go down, and the volatility doesn't exist. But if you buy good real estate that's underwritten well, you have good tenants, they pay their rent on time, you compound that and you put it right back into real estate investing, those compounded returns over a long period of time really can transform the ability for anyone to generate, to build wealth. And wealthy people have used this, but it's all done through humans. It's all done through private bankers and, through kind of a group of, let's say, doctors who put their money together so they can buy, a group of real estate projects. The average investor really had no access to this. Technology bridges that gap, right? So Elevate.Money is using that technology and some of the new rules through, securities laws that allow us to make it easy within 5 minutes, and through a digital interface and through, satisfying all the regulatory requirements, we can let the average investor, for as little as $100, buy into a portfolio of high quality, high yielding, passive income real estate assets that they can compound and build and continue to add to that portfolio and incrementally grow it, over a long period of time, and actually see how that wealth builds. In fact, we have a dividend calculator on our website that shows you how to do that. So you can plug in all of your inputs and plug in different inputs and see, hey, if I held this for 10 years and I paid this, or if I held it for 50 years and I paid this, what are those returns? And what people will notice that if they compound those returns and they incrementally build on their portfolio, the longer the horizon, the returns are quite staggering. And that's something that the average investor really doesn't understand, has never been presented with that, or has never had the opportunity to invest in assets like this. Technology helps us do that.
That's awesome. And that's the whole, premise for the creation or genesis of this platform. We focus on those emerging techs and startups. And this is just a perfect match here for us tonight. I appreciate that, Saj. So talk to us about your platform. I understand it offers a seamless digital interface. It provides fractional real estate investment access for those younger generations. But what really sets it apart?
Absolutely. So, it's a handful of things. The first one, obviously, is the $100 buy-in. That's a bite-sized piece. That's a pair of sneakers. That's a shirt. That's a dinner. That's something that, almost everybody in this country can do. And even if they do it to try it and they start to see how it works and be part of the community and, get the education, get the blogs and slowly understand it, we've won. If we can do that, even if they don't invest with us ever again, but we've started that thought process for them, that's going to help a generation going forward. So that's one of the main things, is really trying to make it easy and accessible for everyone. So there really isn't an excuse to even try it. That's number one. Number two is this generation is not just that it's digital. They have a very different way of learning and behaviors. And a lot of the other platforms, while they might be digital interfaces for investing today, most of the ones in real estate are still geared, and the language, the style, the design, the visuals, it's all still speaking to an older person.
McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. Tender, juicy, and its own sauce. Would you look at that? Well, you can't see it, but trust me, it looks delicious. New McCrispy strips, now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This generation needs products built for them, right? To get to the specific consumer, to get to the specific investor, they have to feel like you're speaking to them. They learn differently, they see things differently, and we're trying to build a platform and eventually a community that is engaged directly with them and for them. And that's something I think that really stands out with us. And I give a lot of credit to Alex Kruttenden, who's our co-founder, and who's our third co-founder and chief product officer. And he's just done an incredible job, designing the site and really making it, gamified and visually appealing to that next generation.
I love it. And again, I look at it this way. You're another disruptor. You're changing the way we've done things for so many years. And we all talk about that in our work lives, right? Because it's always been done that way. We should leave it that way. And I just love these stories. So I appreciate it. And certainly continued success to you on that. And Sach, it was a pleasure having you on today. And I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Brian, thank you. The pleasure was mine. I really appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Greg's car shopping. And since he lives in Florida, your marketing's probably pushing something a little sporty. Too bad you don't know he's planning a move to Alaska. Turns out, marketing without a clear picture of your customer is like driving a convertible in the Arctic. A bad idea. Learn how TransUnion's 360-degree view of customer identity is bringing clarity to marketing chaos through deeper insights, smarter reach, and precise measurement at transunion.com/clarity.